I sold my house to buy gold.
You sold your house to buy gold?
I did. I bought gold here, I bought silver here, I bought rounds.
Yep.
Talking about Goldbacks. Do I want to buy Goldbacks or don't I?
The worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
We're now down 43%.
This could be the most serious recession in decades.
Protect your retirement with a gold and silver IRA. Learn more at sdbullion.com/IRA.
Never buy a woman a heart.
Never
Never
buy
buy a woman a heart.
Nope.
Did you know that?
I had no idea.
They don't like hearts.
That's interesting.
Even with diamonds in them.
Even with diamonds?
But that's probably almost one of a kind. That's good.
Which one do you like?
The
The
little
lantern
candle. Yeah, the
diamond?
little lantern. That's cute.
I would take a heart as long as it's silver.
Oh, what do you want to buy?
Oh, I got to buy something for my son-in-law.
So I figure I won't.
Why don't you give me 2 for now? And then I want to try to figure out if there's something else that he would be more interested in.
Sounds good.
Okay.
You think he's going to like these buffaloes?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, thank you so much for letting me talk to you.
Thank you.
We had a bunch of like thick gold chains, like Mr.
Oh,
T
yeah?
style. They were
Those
like
went?
$5,000 or $7,000 each, and we sold them all. Actually,
yeah,
all
I'll
the thick gold chains did sell. I mean, Mike and I had to like try them on and make a rap video to do it, but other than that, it did work.
How'd I miss that one?
Don't know.
Is it posted?
Yeah, it's posted. I mean, there's
saw
like
it.
it's got a picture of me wearing like the fake sunglasses and like
People should check out Silver Dave's channel for on
local silver mint on YouTube. Check
Yep.
us out. You're hearing it on Yankee Stacking. I know Yankee Stacking's videos are fun, informative, but feel free to check ours out too if you want to.
yeah,
Local
definitely.
silver.
Yankee.
Okay.
You got him started.
I did.
Yeah.
I really did. That's fun. Well, these are interesting. But what are you here to get a hold of?
Well, it depends. We're going to chat. I bought gold here, I bought silver here, I bought barter pieces here. What else have I bought? Rounds.
Yep.
Talking about Goldbacks and anything else I can think of.
Yep. I think
That will
she's got a
help.
pretty
That will help.
good diversification in her items.
Yeah.
Like you've got a lot of
Yeah.
low premium silver, but you've got
I
some
do.
divisible silver. And I know you mentioned the Goldbacks for the divisibility. And it's funny, we were just talking about the Goldbacks in that movie you mentioned. It was
Right,
called
Homestead, the movie Homestead.
Homestead.
Oh, it is?
In that movie, they talked about bartering in the worst case scenario, and they had a board when people came to the homestead, and Goldbacks were on it, although Goldbacks sponsored the movie, and it said, do you have these items to barter with? And silver was also on that board.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that movie out. I'm
Yeah,
interested.
really
I'm interested in movies that are like post-apocalyptic, survival
course you are.
movies where you gotta like barter with a bottle of whiskey or a tenth of silver. I'm into that.
Do I want to buy Goldbacks or don't I?
Do you want to collect Goldbacks, or do you want to stack Goldbacks? And there's a difference.
Spend them if I need them.
Okay, so it sounds to me it's more like a stacking item. You're expecting to potentially use them for currency.
Yes.
I collect them, and I think they're really cool. And I think they absolutely can be used and are used in transactions. I know that. Would you accept Goldbacks here?
We accept Goldbacks
Sure.
here. You can spend the Goldbacks here and buy any of the other stuff.
There you go. It's not that it doesn't have a use case. I'm very sensitive as a stacker to premiums. So if you have a significant portion of silver that you feel comfortable for barters and trades, I'm not against you getting Goldbacks. I think it's not a bad diversifying move. Just understand what you're getting when you buy them and understand the use case. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
It does, but that's what I was rolling around in my head, right? All of that.
If a guy came in and he said, Dave, I want to invest in gold, and I have this much money, and I want to be a gold investor, and I want to spend it all on Goldbacks, then I might say, well, bear in mind, when you're buying Goldbacks, you're buying gold, but you're investing in barter gold as opposed to dollar inflation hedge gold.
Well said.
So,
And more states are coming out with it. So
Yeah,
this
that
is
was another
spreading,
thing I
right?
said too, that the more states are jumping on, so it might be a little easier to spend it.
I see it sticking around. This is, to me, not a fly-by-night operation. I think Goldbacks are
Yeah,
going to
I
be
thought
around.
maybe that a couple of years ago when I bought the first ones, but I don't think so anymore.
I agree with you.
But once again, what you're paying for, it's 1/1000th
Right.
of an ounce of gold contained in a number 1 gold-backed note. And the cost of getting gold ounces in 1,000 trades, and to be able to make 1,000 trades out of 1 ounce of gold, there's a cost to that. But there's also
That's
a
true.
benefit.
I hadn't thought
And
of
so how much, so A, the cost of that convenience, there's a cost to that convenience. But the other side of the equation is that when you can go and make 1,000 trades out of an ounce of gold, that may serve you well if you do it wisely. If you use it, don't sell them back for dollars,
Right.
trade them for stuff. And if you do that, if you buy the Goldbacks and you trade them for stuff, I think it's very, very possible that a person could make gains just simply trading them for 50 cents, round it up to the next dollar, and trade them for stuff.
not a bad
The
idea.
farmer's market at the
Right.
places, and I think you can make a gain just off that alone.
It's like stopping in a convenience store. You know you're going to pay $4 more for that soda, but you still go get it because it's convenient and you can use it. And you can use it right
Another
away.
example.
Great analogy.
Halloween. When you buy candy to give to the kids that are trick-or-treating, and you buy those little fun-sized bars, if you do the math
Yeah.
of how much you're paying per pound for the chocolate, you're probably paying double what you would pay if you bought big
At least.
chunks.
It's true.
But what you're
True.
paying for is rapid distribution, so that you can be like, here's a little one for you, here's a little one for you. And in her case, she says, oh, I'd like a dozen eggs. Here's a Goldback, I'd like a dozen eggs. Here's a Goldback, I'd like a basket of vegetables, those basic essentials. I think a lot of people are underestimating how important the divisibility is. That a lot of people are very fixated on what they're paying per ounce, but are you going to sell it back for dollars anyway?
No.
If you're not planning on selling it back for dollars, then how are you going to get the value out of it? Well, you're going to trade it for other stuff that you want. And if you only have $10,000 bills, but most of the basic essentials that you buy and spend the most money on and use the most often are, $5 each, well, then you're going to overpay for everything. And I love divisibility. To me, that's the most important thing to have first.
So what are the drawbacks, if any, with Goldbacks versus, say, silver?
Well, the premium that you're paying over spot is a drawback. So pros and cons. On one hand,
pros and cons.
you're paying a lot more per ounce for the Goldback. That's one problem. Another problem to me is that it's very difficult to test or weigh the Goldback. You have to sort of trust Goldback. Now, on the other side of the coin, it's very difficult to counterfeit the Goldbacks. And so there are no known counterfeits that I know of them that are even remotely convincing. So it'd be pretty difficult to counterfeit them, but you do have to kind of trust them. It's difficult to weigh or test them without melting an assay in your laboratory. Most people don't have that laboratory. Now, on the other side of the coin, highly divisible format. You could make 1,000 trades out of an ounce of gold. To me, that is very valuable if you plan to do trades and you want to do barter and you don't want to be solely relying on dollars. You want to have the ability to do other things. And so, that spendability, huge, valuable. And the fact that Goldback, and we were just talking about, Goldback, they're going to like this video. Goldback has spent a lot of energy and resources getting local governments in Utah, Wyoming, New Hampshire, and other places to recognize the Goldback as currency. And so there are thousands of stores in the United States that officially accept Goldbacks. And so part of what you're paying for is them doing that work to get these things to flow and to get people to consider alternative currency. So in some way, you're not just buying this product, you're supporting the idea of precious metals as a currency. And I believe in that. I think that gets us out of a lot of the problems
That's
we have.
been a great part of the movement. I'm just cautious, and again, I think there's a use case here. Hasn't been compelling to me for a while now. And I know they're going to like this video, Silver Dave. They are. They're going to like what you're saying. But would you advocate for a new stacker to start with Goldbacks, or what would you tell them to do first?
That depends on what their initial budget is. If a guy comes in and says, I'm interested in precious metals and I want to get started and I have $50 to spend, okay. Then I might say, well, maybe you want to get a few 1/10 ounce silver and a few Goldbacks. That's a good starting point. A guy comes in and says, okay, I have $1,000 and I want to get into precious metals. Now I might say, well, maybe you want to get a tube of Buffalo rounds and then maybe get a tube of our 1/10 ounce for 140 or 150. And then maybe you want to get a few Goldbacks and a few other things you like. And then that way, 65% of your stack is low premium silver rounds. Then you've got, 35% mixed between barter size silver and or gold, and then a few neat things that you like just to spruce up your collection, maybe American Silver Eagle or that sort of thing.
Spruce it up.
Yeah. Then
I
if
don't
a
buy
guy
picture
says,
coins.
You what?
I don't buy the coins with pictures. I don't pay extra for pictures.
yep, and
She likes low premium silver and gold. I could tell.
oh yeah,
Am I
yeah,
right?
she
I
does.
do.
Okay,
I
good.
do.
Now let's say a guy says, okay, Dave, I want to get into silver and precious metals and I have $20,000. Well, now we're going to make, once again, some other recommendations. I typically still think that most people should have about 70% of their stack in low premium dollar inflation hedge silver and gold that's rapidly convertible into things. And then about 30% of the stack in divisible silver for barters and trades or Goldbacks. But so that ratio might vary for people. But I think it's important to have I like to think about 30% of that divisibility. That's what I like.
Do you agree with that percentage? Do you like
I
that?
generally agree with most things Dave says.
That's a good customer, folks.
Not all, but most.
But most. Yeah, but it's an interesting breakdown. I have a question, Dave.
Yeah.
Why did my older Goldback start falling apart? They actually separated. Is that something you've seen?
Did you have them like rustling around in your pocket with your other coins?
No. I just put them away, stack them, and stored them.
And they just sitting on the shelf peeled?
Yep, they did. I don't know if it was moisture. I don't know if it was a defect, but I don't know. That was something that concerned me because the wear and tear and durability of this was part of the selling point,
I
right?
thought they would replace them if they were damaged.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that you can send it back to Goldback and they will exchange it for you, just like the Federal Reserve if you have bad paper money.
I'm going to do that.
You may want to send it into them, but also I think that they've improved their technology and that the old ones may have had some adhere issues, but I think that they've improved that.
Well, that's good. No, I'm fine with that. You've improved your processes over
Yeah.
the years, right?
Yes.
So what do you think? Has he sold you on Goldbacks?
I think he sold me on a few.
Okay.
What did you find out about Silver Dave?
We just moved to New Hampshire from Massachusetts. I sold my house to buy gold.
You sold your house to buy gold?
I did, because the house prices were tanking, and they continue to tank down there, so
Wow. Was that a hard decision to make?
no. No, it was not.
Wow, she's all in.
I mean,
That's impressive.
Personally, I think right now precious metals are low and real estate is high.
There you go.
So I myself, I'm not buying real estate right now. And I
Yeah.
think that a lot of people might do well to sell their real estate at the top.
Yeah, there could be a huge bubble about to pop there.
I think that's what's coming.
Hey, Dave, just want to let you know I just got off the phone and I just sent a invoice to our online dealer, just sold out of barter bags, but wants 500 ounces more.
This is one of our online dealers that's selling. We have a bunch of online dealers. They're really excellent. We really like what they do. And they're selling both the barter bags, which is bars, 1/10 ounce in a little canvas bag. And then they also sell the rounds, which come in tubes.
Right.
They're both similarly priced, different shape, same concept.
They wanted the bars.
Yeah.
Oh, because they just happen to have run out of those, and they still have some of the rounds left because they bought the rounds more recently.
That's a great problem to have, man. Thanks for letting us know about that.
They do have a pretty consistent weight, approximately 1.23 grams each on the number ones. So if you put 123 grams on your scale, you have 101 Goldbacks. I recommend that you take 10 and then you put them onto your scale and then you divide by 10, and that gives you a more accurate measurement than if you just put 1 on there. And then you can put 1 on there and make sure that that correlates to your 10 divided weight, that those numbers should be about the same.
Good tip.
All right, so we got 100, 200, 300. I'm just going to slide you down a little.
I'll count this one.
You got 100?
I got 100.
Okay, so then now let's watch this. If you keep them together.
Okay.
Yep.
Ooh, need one more? Nope, too much.
So that
See,
puts it
you're
over.
right.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a variance.
There you go.
So what this is just a complimentary gift for you. You'll see that when you take these out, it's like a nice little laminated piece.
Oh, all right.
And you can put them in there. It'll keep them protected. And then
Tell
also,
that you don't need to do that, though, if it's going to be used as currency, right? You can just shove
you
them in
don't
your
need to.
wallet.
But when you give it to the next guy and it's pristine and perfect, you're going to have an easier trade than if it's gouged and scratched up.
Okay, now that will change over an SHTF scenario. When these things are flying all around, people are going to expect it to show some wear and tear, right? Like currency, like our own.
But it's
fiat
still
current
going to
dollars.
trade better when it's in nice,
Yep.
smooth,
Okay.
no scratches. So I tend to
It's gonna be
think
like this. Yeah, here's a nice pristine Goldback.
ducking from
That's what
bullets
it's gonna
and
be like.
That's awful.